Hey guys, welcome back to the garage. Today we're going to be doing a review and demo of the Tolentino Ghettocaster. This guitar is sort of like a Strat Tele hybrid. It has a Strat style headstock, Strat style pickup layout, a side mounted output jack sort of like a Telecaster, and a hardtail bridge. The body shape is sort of unique. It looks sort of like a Tele, but it's completely wild all over the place. This horn's a little higher than it should be. There's a contour here, there's another contour on the back, and of course it's slightly offset, which is kind of strange. This has 3 single coil pickups, 5-way selector switch, 2-tone, 1 volume knob, it's a bolt-on neck, maple fretboard, and non-locking 6 inline tuners. This guitar is in the real orange finish, so as you can see it's about as orange as it can get. It has some wear and tear all over the place. I picked this thing up for about $100. It's in good condition. The setup on this is absolutely beautiful. I don't know if the camera can get this, but fret action is absolutely perfect. The bridge on this is a hardtail bridge. It's not string through, it just comes out the other side, but it works, it sounds great, and the tuners, surprisingly, despite how cheap they look, they hold tuning stability pretty well. Most Stratocasters or Telecasters have a string tree. This one, it has a creative solution to that. It's just a penny. Let's take this thing onto the workbench and see what it's got. As you can see, the finish on this is pretty good. It's worn away in a bunch of places. Half of that is me, half of that is just the way it's made to look. The finish on the neck is absolutely gorgeous. It's a high gloss finish. One thing I find interesting is that you can see how high the neck comes up above the table. That is because it is slightly angled upward. Of course, that means that now the bridge, these pins are sticking up because the saddles are lowered as much as it can go in order to get the action low enough. This nice maple neck has a 12-inch fretboard radius and a deep C profile. This neck is incredibly comfortable. It's really smooth up and down the fretboard, and the fretwork is absolutely amazing. There are pretty much no sharp fret ends. They're all really smooth up until you get about here. Then the very last 2 frets are slightly sharp. But honestly, does that really matter? These pickups are just some ceramic single coil pickups. They have a nice warm and hot tone. They're not as bright as an Alnico single coil, but they get the job done and they sound really good. As you can see, as I pointed out before, these bridge saddles are lowered pretty far down. I think that problem could be fixed if there was a way to angle the neck back a little bit. Probably. It looks like it's angled forward. That's something I should check out. I have actually replaced the volume knob with a chicken head knob because I find it more comfortable. And it doesn't get in the way while I'm playing as much. The strap buttons here, as you can see, sort of like a Gibson style, and they're in black. The strap button up here is right about the 13th fret, so it's somewhere between where it would be on a Strat and Telecaster, which gives this an incredibly balanced feel to hold. But unfortunately, the neck is set pretty far into the body, and it's harder to reach this higher frets while standing up. But because of where this curve is located when you're sitting down, these frets are just really easy to play. So as I pointed out before, this string tree here is just an Abraham Lincoln with a hole through it. These tuners here, they're kind of cheap, but they actually hold tunes surprisingly well. This here is just a plastic nut, but I've lubricated it with some graphite from a pencil, and it seems to work really well. It doesn't have a trem system like you'd have on a Strat, so that's not the biggest problem in the world. But if it did have a trem system, I feel that might be a problem. As most people know, pickup readings are pretty much a joke, because they don't really mean anything about the pickup's overall output and stuff. But I'm going to do it anyways because some angry people in the comments are probably going to be asking. So for the neck, about 5.5. Middle, about 5.5. A little lower than the neck though. And bridge. The bridge is really hot. It's like 6.0. I think my multimeter is broken. 6 point something. This is bridge and middle, 3.3, or I don't know what that said. And neck and middle is 3.01, 3.00. Now, these pickup readings may be completely worthless and can't actually give you any information, but you know what isn't worthless? DistroKid. DistroKid is a music distributing platform that gets all your music into any store you want, any streaming platform, for a low cost of only $20 a year. And if you use my link in the description, you can get it 7% off. So that's about $18 a year. You can't get any better than that. Most other distributing companies or record labels, they either steal all your money from royalties or they charge you a huge fee per upload. DistroKid, it's a one-time fee, once a year, that's it. Go DistroKid. If you haven't guessed it by now, I've actually built this guitar myself. This whole thing I built for only $100. This was the first guitar I ever made. It took me about 6 months to make it. The neck and all the other parts are from China. Since the Ghettocaster was just an experimental build, I went as cheap as possible as I could on the parts. But this is another guitar I built. It's a Les Paul style. And as you can see, I did not go cheap on the parts. So if you're interested, just give me a DM on Instagram. I'll put my thing in the description. You can really fully customize the guitar. Paint job, parts, anything you want. I also do mods and stuff. This is a Epiphone SG that I've completely modded the heck out of. And I build amps too. I do a lot of weird stuff. But you clicked on this video, so you probably want to hear how it sounds, right? I'm going to do some clean tones straight into the computer, and I'm also going to have it plugged into this tube pilot pedal, so you get some nice warm tube overdrive tones. and subscribe. More videos very soon.